Well, that was what we call a good old-fashioned butt kicking by the Dallas Cowboys against the New York Jets. 30-10 final in Dallas. Woof. The defense did not show up. Zach Wilson kind of went off the rails in the second half of this game. We're going to get into all of that and more. But first, a word from our sponsor over at Waterboy. I am rocking the hat, and I am rocking with Waterboy today because I'm going to need to indulge in some adult beverages after watching that performance. Support for today's program comes from Waterboy. If you don't know what it is, Waterboy is a hydration powder scientifically formulated to cut hangover times in half. There are other hydration packs on the market, but nothing comes anywhere close to fighting the Sunday scaries like Waterboy. Again, if you're a Jet fan, you're going to need that. With 0 sugar and 3 times the electrolytes of Liquid IV, your hangover will stand no chance. Unlike their competitors, Waterboy has added ingredients beyond just the hydration to help the nausea, anxiety, and fatigue. We all know that hydration alone isn't enough to help after that bender you just had in Vegas or watching the New York Jets play football. For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off with my code, Matt O'Leary. That is my code, once again, Matt O'Leary over at Waterboy. Pick yourself up something nice. I genuinely use their product whenever I drink. Yesterday, I did some day drinking. I had a pregame Waterboy to help hydrate me and a postgame Waterboy, and I felt great, and I'm sure tomorrow morning I will also get in the mix with another Waterboy. The Dallas Cowboys win the toss. They elect to receive, and you would get heavy Tony Pollard usage early on this drive. They went a little conservative out of the gate, the Dallas Cowboys did. They were kind of running the ball, little dump offs. DJ Reed gets a holding call on CeeDee Lamb. Lamb catches it anyway, so it doesn't matter. CeeDee Lamb, the Jets had zero answer for. No answer whatsoever for CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott would escape from the pressure and run for a first down. The Jets had an opportunity. Was Jermaine Johnson held on the play? Maybe, but he gets inside the 5. Touchdown pass to Jake Ferguson. In between Quincy Williams and Sauce Gardner, neither which had a particularly great games. 7-0 to the Dallas Cowboys. First play for the New York Jets, haul tackle for a loss. They would go 3 and out. Just 3 and out. Micah Parsons beats Brown on the sack. They had no answer for Micah Parsons as well. Just not a good day of protection from the offensive line, specifically the left side of the offensive line. Once again, not good. Cowboys go 3 and out on their next possession. You had a nice tackle from Quincy and Mosley cleaning up the mess a little bit. Tides are turning, maybe. Jets start out using a heavy formation in the next package. All right, multiple tight ends, a fullback on the field. All right, Dalvin Cook, 2 yards. Then 5, then 1. Jets fake punt, pick up a first down. All right, I like the aggressiveness here. Breece Hall to the left for 9 yards. Jets would try to QB sneak it on 3rd and inches. They don't get it, then forced to punt finally. But I do like the aggressiveness from Robert Saleh to attempt going for it on 4th down on the fake punt because that's what they would have had to do to stay in this game. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough at the end, but they did hang around more so than they probably should have because of just how brutally bad the defense was today. There's also a great Thomas Morstead punt. Gets it inside the 10. Dallas false start. Big play to CeeDee Lamb, though, so that negates any positive momentum. Jamien Sherwood in coverage. Obvious mismatch on CeeDee Lamb. They did a fantastic job of getting CeeDee Lamb open in space. Nobody was covering Lamb for another first down. Sauce and Quincy Williams missed tackles. That was an issue for them today. Quincy Williams was really good last week at not missing tackles. This past week today was not very good. Cowboys continue to march down the field. They would bend but not break the Jets defense. Jets force a field goal, 10-0. Jets go 3 and out. And the next possession, just offense not really doing anything. At this point, they were 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Offense not looking good. Jets defense settles down. The Cowboys go 3 and out. Okay, like finally, all right, maybe just offense. Do something like 10-0. You're still in this game. Let's have a big play. And that's exactly what happened. You would get a huge play. A Garrett Wilson slant to the house for a touchdown. Unreal yard after the catch from Garrett Wilson. He is an absolute stud. A really nice ball from Zach Wilson. Jets back in this game. It's only 10-7 after a brutal start. A really nice CeeDee Lamb catch on that next possession. Go figure. Adams came in and tried to lay a hit. He ended up getting hurt and not returned to this game, so that's not great. And then really a main turning point in this game. Sauce Gardner drops what would have been a pick six. That changes the game. The Jets would go up 14-10 at that point. Doesn't catch it. Bad Sauce Gardner game. He was not good today. Really disappointing. Vaughn with a nice play on the screen pass. And then we get into some referee nonsense. JFM gets hit with a roughing the passer call, which was a phantom roughing the passer. Solomon Thomas gets hit with the sack. Eccles DPI. Clemens roughing the passer on the 2-point conversion. 18-7. Or they would go for a 2-point conversion because the roughing the passer call. That brought it to the 1-inch or 1 yard line. 18-7. I don't think either of those were roughing the passer calls, but who knows at this point. 18-7 is your score. Jets, though, all right. They would have a nice drive before the half. They got points before the half and were getting the ball outside to start the second half. Things may be looking a little bit better, you would think. Jets move the ball a little bit, few easy completions. Then Carter would run for a first down. Zach runs the ball for a couple first downs. A nice executed 2-minute drill. Jets get a field goal, 18-10 at the half. Out of the half, Jets get the ball, screen, dropped. Breece Hall run, -2 yards. Becton false start, punted away. Dallas gets it. Pollard, nice run. Quinnen, big tackle for a loss. That's nice. No gain on second and long. And third and long, guess who? CeeDee Lamb again on the conversion. Just Jets defense was getting absolutely gashed at this point. They bend but don't break. 21-10 at this point. Things get worse, though, for the New York Jets. On offense, Zach hits Lazard for a first down. Nice. Dalvin Cook fumbles, scooped up by Cowboys. They initially return it for a touchdown. After review, all turnovers are reviewed. It was, in fact, a fumble. Dalvin Cook had 4 lost fumbles last season, by the way. But the Jets touched them down. Cowboys would settle for 3. They would go up 24-10. Dalvin Cook in this game, mind you, 4 carries for 7 yards, 1.8 yards per attempt, and a fumble. He averaged 2.5 yards per attempt in week 1. Jets' next possession, sack, Garrett Wilson drop, check down to Tyler Conklin, punt the ball away. Dak just gets the ball and continues to carve up the Jets' defense. The Jets' defensive line got 0 pressure today. The secondary was not nearly good enough. Pollard beats Quincy. Then you would have Lamb with another big gain again. Cowboys again, just moving down the field at will. They get another 3. They settle for 3. Thankfully, once the Jets got towards the red, or the defense got in the red zone, they would finally then contain, and Dallas kept having to settle for 3. But the amount of time that the Dallas Cowboys spent on the opposite side of the field in there, going in to score points was absurd. It was just absolutely absurd. So they settle for 3, 27-10. After what was an okay to pretty good Zach Wilson start to this game. Second half, specifically fourth quarter at the end of the game, I understand there was garbage time. I understand that he's trying to make plays at this point. You're down big. You're down 17 points. Off the rails. Insane Garrett Wilson catch, and then Zach Wilson was picked off. He was rolling on the left trying to make a play. Just threw it right at the Cowboys defender. Cowboys would kick a field goal, go up 30-10. Hardman finally gets a catch. Mecole Hardman showed a pulse, and they put him out there on the field. He had a catch. DPI on fourth down. Becton false start, backs it up a little bit. Zach Wilson tries to hit Garrett Wilson on a long bomb, picked off by Malik Hooker. I understand trying to take the shot at that point. He looked a little bit too long. Garrett Wilson made a really burned his corner on the play, was open down the field. Just stared it down too long, ended up picked off by Malik Hooker. On that point, interception number 2. Jets defense forces a punt. Garrett Wilson gets banged up on a defensive pass interference. Luckily, he just had the wind knocked out of him. Garrett Wilson will be fine. Thank God we get that good news. He went into the medical tent and then walked off the field. They're already down 20 points. Get him off the field. And then you would get a absolutely horrific Zach Wilson interception. So 3 picks on the day for Zach Wilson. Again, what started as not his issue. This game started as a not Zach Wilson issue. It was a defense issue. Meltdown City in the second half. It's just like the light switch goes and it's just gone. It's gone. It just went for whatever reason at that point. Again, he was playing okay for a while. He was hanging in there. The Jets were hanging in there. Finally, it's a 27-10 game, and it's just interception, interception, interception. I don't hate the second one is the one that doesn't bother me. You're taking the shot down the field. You're already down big. That second one doesn't bother me. The third one was just a terrible, terrible play. There's no reason for it. Absolutely no reason for it. By the way, Quincy Williams at the end of the game would go off. He's banged up. Looking for an update on that. But that'll do it. That was pretty much it. A 30-10 final score. We'll do a look at the box score because this was not pretty. Dak Prescott, 31 completions, 31 of 38 for Dak Prescott. He completed 81.6% of his passes. 81.6% of his passes, 2 passing touchdowns, 255 yards, a 112.2 passer rating. Zach Wilson, 12 of 27, $170 passing, 6.3 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, a 38.1 rating. Again, started out okay, went off the rails at the end. Box score looks ugly because of it. Jets run game only ran the ball 16 times. That is not a recipe for success. Now, Nathaniel Hackett did not have a good day either, but at the same time, some of his running backs were really not a factor. Dalvin Cook was absolutely brutal in this game. 4 carries for 7 yards. Breece Hall, 4 carries for 9 yards. Zach Wilson was the most efficient runner, 5 carries for 36 yards. They didn't have the ball. This offense just did not have the ball a lot. And then at the end, they were down big and throwing to try to get back in this game. They just did not run that many plays. It's unbelievable when you look at it, just the lack of plays that were actually run. You're looking at like Cowboys, 26 first downs, Jets 12. Total plays 83-46. Yeah, no shot on offense if you're allowing 83 plays versus 46. And again, like, is the defense on the field like entirely too much and we're tired at the end? Yes. If you want to tell me in the second half of the game that the defense was just out there on the field for far too long and that was it, that was the reason why that they were cooked at the end of the game, fine. In the first half of the game, no, you are too talented of a unit to put up that poor of an effort in the first half of the game. Dak Prescott completed it was like his first 12 passes in a row were completed. They were getting no pressure. They couldn't tackle anybody. It was an absolute brutal, horrific showing from the defense. Again, Breece Hall, 4 carries, 9 yards. He's too talented, has to get more than 4 carries. That is not good and something that has to change going forward against the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick and that defense next week. The Jets haven't beaten them since 2015. President Obama was in office at that time. It's been a long freaking time since the Jets have beaten them. It's just unbelievable. Garrett Wilson, 2 catches, 83 yards though on those 2 catches, but 2 catches. Tyler Conklin, 5 for 50. Allen Lazard, 2 for 23. Everybody else had just 1 catch. Just not a good effort at all from the New York Jets in this game. My expectation going into it was this Jets defense is too good. They will keep them in this game. It'll be a low-scoring, tight game. That's not how it played out at all. Dallas was moving the ball at will. The Jets defense had no answers, and then Zach Wilson was just horrific in the fourth quarter after having a pretty good first half and some okay moments, even in the second half, but just off the rails there at the very end. On to New England, I suppose. 30-10 is your final. Jets are 1-1. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.